Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I, Dr. Pragya Dheer from Department of Commerce and Management, University of Kota. Today, we are going to talk on module Quality of Work Life from paper Human Resource Management. After learning this module, the student will be able to understand full employment and rising living standards. Second, employment in occupation that enable workers to enjoy the satisfaction of utilizing their skills and make a distribution to common well-being. Third, justified distribution of wages, hours, and other benefits including training opportunities. Fourth, decent working conditions and minimum living wages for all employed. Fifth, recognition of the right to collective bargaining and to cooperation between management and labor. Sixth, safe and healthy work environment. Now, introduction. Rapid technological advance and their applications in business have resulted in a situation in which the employees have started developing their feelings of powerlessness, meaninglessness, normallessness, social isolation, and self-estrangement. In addition, organizations in the past gave more importance on advanced technology from the higher productivity surpassing the needs and mental state of its employees. This created a negative impact on the working environment among the employees. Thus, it was realized that societal support work in harmony with technical innovation. Such a feeling may result into lesser increase in productivity. This forced the academicians and practitioners to see the workplace problems with a different perspective. That is, social perspective, which reveals the productivity of employees was not only affected by the type of technology but also by the environment that prevails in the workplace. This leads to emergence of concept of quality of work life during 1970s. Quality of work life denotes all the organizational inputs will aim at employee satisfaction and enhancing organizational effectiveness. Quality of work life is, however, not only the concern of the individuals and psychological researchers. This concern was demonstrated globally by the United Nations sponsored International Labour Organization, that is ILO. At the core of ILO's social agenda is the creation of more and better job opportunities. What is the meaning of quality of work life? In the late 1950s, the term quality of work life was used to stress the prevailing poor quality of life at workplace, and it was first defined in terms of people's reaction to work, particularly an individual's job satisfaction and mental health. It also refers to favorableness and unfavorableness of the job environment for people. Quality of work life is a philosophy, a set of principles which holds the people are the most important resource in the organization, as they are trustworthy, responsible, and capable of making valuable contribution, and they should be treated with the dignity, respect. Quality of work life encompasses mode of wages payment, working condition, working time, health hazards, issue, financial and non-financial benefits, and management behavior towards employees. Transforming the workplace proactively using a combination of well-defined quality of work life initiatives for both male and female employees will yield competitive advantage and will increase employee satisfaction. The management in every organization should sincerely invite their employees to suggest ways to improve their operation and the quality of their work life. Only if these ideas are received in a spirit of appreciation. The employee should then be asked to participate in studying the feasibility and recommend appropriate means of implementing each suggestions that survive such review. The quality of life at work probably would then be enhanced. A management practice that manifests concern about job enrichment, employee security, career opportunities, and the opportunities for employees to have voice in matter which affect them in entirely consistent with meticulously controlled operations in the interest of efficiency, effectiveness, quality assurance, customer service, profitability, and high employee morale. Quality of work life is not to be confused with some social political concept of democratic management. Managers who have evidence of concern for quality of work life continues to be accountable for carrying out their responsibilities effectively. If they learn that inviting opinions or collective wisdom is problem solving or decision making from the person they supervise is likely to lead to better quality and acceptance of those solutions and decisions, they can become better managers. What are the definitions which defines quality of work life? Stuttle that defines quality of work life as the degree to which members of a work organization are able to satisfy important personal needs through their experiences in the organization. J. Richard and J. Lloyd defines QWL, that is quality of work life, the degree of favorableness and unfavorableness in a job environment for people. One expert defines quality of work life as a process of joint decision making, collaboration, and building mutual respect between management and employees. According to the American Society of Training and Development, it is a process of work organization which enables its members at all levels to actively participate in shaping the organization's environment, methods, and outcomes. This value based process is aimed toward meeting the turn goals of enhanced effectiveness of organization and improved quality of life at work for employees. Richard E. Watson refers to quality of work life in terms of 8 broad conditions of employment, which are also the measuring factors of quality of work life. They are: first, adequate and fair compensation; second, safe and healthy working environment; third, opportunity to use and develop human capabilities; fourth, opportunities for career growth; fifth, social integration in workforce; sixth, constitution in the work organization; seventh, work and quality of life; and eighth, social relevance of work. Hence, quality of work life improvement refers to any activity for greater organizational effectiveness through the enhancement of human dignity and growth processes through which the workforce of betterment to determine from them what actions, changes, and improvements are desirable and workable. The concept of quality of work life is based on assumption that a job is more than just a job. It is a center of the person's life, and a worker has a whole individual rather than a half human and half machine personality of Jekyll Hyde type. This recent years there has been increasingly concern for quality of work life due to several reasons. That is, increase in education level and consequently job aspirations of employees, association of workers, significance of human management, widespread industrial unrest, and growing of knowledge in human behavior. Now we are discussing about the difference between quality of life and quality of work life. First, the category is physical. In physical, quality of life in individual is provisional, product and services, technological development, employment, and efficiency. While when we are talking about the collectivity, it is conservational and recycling, pollution abatement, community services and facilities, structures, and environmental harmony. When we are talking about the quality of work life, In individual, it is compensation benefits, guaranteed employment, employee social services. And when we are talking about collective, it is work aesthetic, chemical and biological exposure, human factor engineering, and mechanical ambience. Category second is social. When we are talking about quality of life, it is interactive. It includes stable employment, contributions to community activity, employer rewards for community participation, facilities community integration, and when we are talking about integrativeness, it is community will and planning, open constituent communication, government regulations, and national interdependence. And when we are talking about quality of work life and it is interactive, it includes social interaction, human relation, status mobility, flexibility for outside involvement. And when it is integrative, it has two-way communication, employee or organizational goal convergence, participative decision making, collective rewards. Third category is psychology. When we are talking about quality of life, it is developmental. It includes education, art, science and culture, development of consumer sophistication, and when it is consistency, it includes representative employment, constituent representation, minority business transaction, and promotion of national democracy. When we are talking about quality of work life and it is developmental, it means knowledge and skill development, enriched jobs, advancement opportunities, and acceptance of individuality. And when it is consistency, it means it is equity of reward system, representative promotions of groups, accommodations of disadvantaged groups, and work democracy and constitutionalism. Characteristics of quality of work life. First characteristic is sustained commitment for management to the open non-defensive modus operandi of sincerely inviting collaborative inputs from the workforce regarding problem identification and suggestions for improving any aspect of the organization or the policies, practices, and structure of work with incentives provided for such participation. Second, invited involvement of members of task groups in recommending resolutions of identified problems. Third, training of supervisors to equip them to function effectively in a less authoritative style. Fourth, implementation of practicable suggestions and explanations for rejected ideas. Fifth, feedback and recognizable for good results achieved. Sixth, selection of personnel who can be motivated under appropriate conditions to strive for excellence in task force. Seventh, evaluation and analysis of results, including failure, leading to renewed efforts toward continual improvement in the modus operandi. Thus, the concept of inviting workers to have choice and influence in all aspects of a task, the setting up of autonomous work team and providing of open channels of communication at all levels does mean giving up some of the conventional authority exercised by the company or union leader. Conceptual model of quality of work life. There are 5 steps or models which we are used for the quality of work life. First is job involvement. It represents the degree of an individual's identification with or ego involvement in the job. The more central the job is to the individual's life, the greater is his involvement. Therefore, the individual spends more time and energy on the job. Second is job satisfaction. It implies the worker's satisfaction with the environment of his job environment consisting of nature of work, quality of supervision, pay, co-workers, opportunities for promotion, etc. Job satisfaction is related to job involvement, and people involved in their jobs are satisfied with their jobs and vice versa. Third model is sense of competence. It refers to the feeling of confidence that an individual has in his own competence. Sense of competence and job involvement reinforce each other. An individual acquires a greater sense of competence as he engages himself more and more in work activities. When he feels more competent, he becomes more involved in his job and becomes better motivated. The next model is job performance. When an individual's job involvement, job satisfaction, and sense of competence increases, there is a rise in the job performance. And last is productivity. When the level of job performance increases, the output per unit of input goes up. Thus, match between job characteristics and productivity traits of employees generally result in higher productivity. Dimensions of quality of work life. Quality of work life is a multi-dimensional concept implying a concern for the members of an organization. The basis underlying quality of work life is the humanism of work, which means developing a work environment that ensures dignity to the employees, stimulates his creative abilities, and facilitates self growth. According to Richard Walton, the main aspect of quality of work life are as follows. First is adequate and fair compensation. There should be a just and equitable balance between effort and reward. The compensation should help the employee in maintaining a social desirable standard of living and should be comparable to the pay for similar work elsewhere. Factors considered for determining such compensation are ability of the organization to pay, demand and supply of labor, cost of living, productivity of labor, job evaluations, etc. Second dimension is safe and healthy working condition. Quality of work life cannot be high unless the work environment is free from all hazard detrimental to the health and safety of employees. Reasonable hours of work, cleanliness, pollution free atmosphere, risk free work, etc., are the main elements of a good physical environment for work. Third dimension is opportunity to use and develop human capabilities. The job should contain sufficient variety of tasks to provide challenge and to ensure the utilization of talents. Today, work has become repetitive and mechanical so that the workers has little control on it. Quality of work life can be improved if the job allows sufficient autonomy and control, provides timely feedback on performance, and uses a wide range of skills. Next dimension is opportunity for career growth. The work should provide career opportunities for development of new abilities and expansion of existing skill on a continuous basis. Next dimension is social integration in workforce. It includes the workers should be made to feel a sense of identity with the organization and develop a feeling of self-esteem, openness, trust, sense of community feeling, scope for upward mobility, equitable treatment are essential for this purpose. Next dimension is constitutionalization in the work organization. Quality of work life provide constitutional protection to the employees. Management action can be challenged. Constitutional protection is provided to employees on such matters as free speech, equity, and due processes. Seventh is work and personal life. There should be proper balance between work life and personal life of the employees. The demand for of work should be late hours, frequent travel, quick transfers are both psychologically and socially very costly and detrimental to quality of work life. Next dimension is social relevance of the work. Work should not only be a source of material and psychological satisfaction but a means of social welfare. An organization that has greater concern for social cause like pollution, consumer protection, national integration, employment, etc., can improve the quality of work life. Principles of quality of work life. There are mainly four principles of quality of work life. The first is the principle of security. Quality of work life cannot be improved until employees are relieved of the anxiety, fear, and loss of future employment. The working conditions must be safe and fear of economics. What should be eliminated? Job security and safety against occupational hazards is an essential precondition of humanization of work. The second principle is principle of equity. There should be a direct and positive relation between effort and reward. All types of discrimination between people during similar work and with same level of performance must be eliminated. Equity also requires sharing the profits of the organization. The third principle is the principle of individualism. Employees differs in terms of their attitudes, skills, potentials, etc. Therefore, every individual should be provided the opportunity for development of his personality and potential. Humanization of work requires that employees are allowed to decide their own pace of activity and design of work operations. And the last principle is known as the principle of democracy. This means greater authority and responsibility to employees. Meaningful participation in decision making process improves the quality of work life. Now we are discussing about the improvement of quality of work life. The concept of quality of work life is to create a climate at the workplace so that human technological organizational interface leads to a better quality of work life. Climate is a set of attributes specific to a particular organization that may be included from the way the organization deals with its members. There are a number of factors involved in quality of work life, and these factors can be grouped into three categories, that is individual factors, job factors, and organizational factors. The characteristics of these factors affects the individual involvement in the job, his sense of competence, which leads to job satisfaction, and finally to job performance and productivity. The human resource manager has to take the following steps for maintaining high order of quality of work life. First, flexibility in work schedule. Employees in the organization requires a flexible work schedule as every employee is loaded with more than one work. So if the organization has flexibility in schedule, every employee can complete their appointed work within the time frame as per their own adjustments. Second, autonomous work group. Autonomous work group gives motivation to employees while working in the organization, as in this employees get freedom and rights to select their own team members, free to take their own decisions and methods for completing their scheduled work. Third, job enrichment. Job enrichment enriches the job content, design, and specification, which in turn motivates the employees to work with their 100% productivity as employees become more interested to do job when job is designed different from routine job, as routine job after a time becoming bore, which is turn decrease productivity of an employee. Fourth, opportunity for growth. As every employee is growth oriented, so when an organization provides opportunity of growth to an employee, employees work with full zeal and full commitment, which help the employer for improving their personality and personal growth. Fifth, providing stability of employment. When employees get stability in employment, they work with loyalty, commitment, and with full productivity. As when employee feels secure in their job, that their job is not going to be ended at any moment, then employees are motivated to work for organization. Sixth, participation. While taking decisions for employees rather for employees' target or employees' work schedule, when top management allow the employees to participate in such decisions, employees get motivated as they feel responsible and appraised, which in turn makes the organization culture friendly and work oriented. Seventh, recognition. Recognition is very powerful tool to make employee motivated and responsible toward their own job, because to make an employee work with full commitment, organization has to recognize employee, as this is biggest truth, that if you want some to work for you, you have to appraise him rather than punish him. This is psychology of human. Eighth, congenial relationship. If organization want a committed environment in organization, there should be a friendly relation between employer and employee, or employer and worker, which is also known as participative working style, which makes workers or employee feel sense of association and belongingness. Ninth, grievance procedure. When organization allow their employees to take place grievance regarding any issue and represent their problems, employee feel confident and homely, as they are cared by management as a family member. 10th, occupational stress. Stress is the main condition or cause due to which an employee's productivity reduces. To overcome these situations, managers or employers should make efforts to identify such situations which cause stress and should minimize the stress which has adverse impact on the organizational goal and organization as well. 11th, organizational health program. Organizations should organize health programs which educate the employees about health problems which usually occurs, which is meant for maintain and improve health. The programs not only improve physical health of an employee but improves the mental health too, as because due to this program, employees generates a feeling of care towards employees by organization, which force employees to work with loyalty for organization goal with ultimate satisfaction. 12th, adequate of resources. Organization should take care of sufficient resources which are allotted towards achieving the quality of work life. 13. Seniority and merit promotions. Seniority should be taken for promotion of operating employees, and merit is to be considered as advancement of managerial personnels. This policy should be fair and just for maintaining quality of work life. 14th, communication. To make quality of work life effective, there should be two ways of communication. That is, employees should give orders, schedules, and work to employees. And on return, employees should listen, grievance, suggestions, and solve the problems of employees, which in turn help organization to grow in rapid pace. In other words, an organization which adopts two-way communication and participate outlook can work effectively and can achieve their goal easily. Role of supervisor in quality of work life. Mainly, there are two roles which the supervisor plays, that is consideration and facilitation. The key role of supervisor in quality of work life, they are eight most closely related factors are having a nurturing supervisor, receiving adequate help, assistance, etc., having a few labor standard performance. Fourth, fair promotional policies. Fifth, supervisor not surprising too closely. 6. Having a technical competent supervisor. 7. Autonomy in matter affecting work. And lastly, a job with enriching demand. Now, when we are talking about two major roles of supervisors which are critically have the high quality of work life are first, consideration. This relates to the supervisor's activity in providing a satisfaction work environment to the way he treats his employees on a day-to-day basis, his personal relation with them, his approach to the disciplinary process, and the like. It should also be noted that happy workers work hard. Consideration reduces frustration and therefore reduces barriers to production. Consideration is a reward for productivity. Consideration may strengthen the effort performance relationship, and consideration makes performance reward relationship seems more equitable. Second role is known as facilitation. It is generally includes those things which the supervisor can do to make it easier for the worker to do the job. Without facilitation, work efforts is wasted, and in terms of expectancy theory, there will be a little likelihood that work effort will be converted into performance. Facilitation can be improved by first, establishing performance standards. Performance standard may be qualitative or quantitative. They may be set arbitrarily by the boss through group discussion or a result of either explicit or implicit bargaining. Second is work design. It can be an effective tool for improving both the quality of work experience of employees and their on-the-job productivity. Work redesign refers to any activity that involves the alteration of specific jobs with the intent of increasing both quality of work experience of the employees and their productivity. Third is participative management. Participation has been widely recommended as a means of improving the quality of work life and increasingly the productivity. In theory, participation releases the creative energies and provides workers with a sense of accomplishment. Thus, it strengthens the path-goal relationship and also enhances the work environment. It offers a morally attractive solution to many of the problems of industrial life. Popular quality of work-life programs. There are several programs which are working for the quality of work life, but the popular ones are first is flexi time, that is a system of flexible working hours. Flexi time serves as a working schedule scheme allowing individual employees within the established limits. Second is job enrichment, a program for redesigning employees' job to allow greater autonomy and responsibility in the performance of work tasks. Third is management by objective, which is popularly known as MBO. It is participation of an employee with his supervisor in setting employees' goals that are consistent with the objective of the organization as a whole. Next is staggered hours. Are worked arrangements of overlapping schedules for predetermined hours established for the total workforce is known as staggered hours. Next is social technical system, a physical and technical redesign of the workplace for employees with human consideration of the force. Next is job rotation, a program in which employees continue their present jobs but duties are added with the intent of making the job more rewarding. Next is autonomous work group, a form of participation in which the group of workers is given some control of decision making on production methods, distribution of tasks, and etc. And last, but not the least, it is employees' participation, a program aimed at a greater sharing of responsibility for decision making. To summarize, we can say that quality of work life is an effective tool for improving both the work experience of an employee and their job productivity. Thank you.